New from Canadian International Pictures is The Mob, otherwise known as La Gammick, if I'm saying that right, which I probably am not. And this is a 1975 mob movie done on a low budget, and it is one of the best examples of how to do a low budget movie that has a grand story, that is engaging, that is something a little bit different from the norm. I was really impressed by this film. Right from the opening start, you get a kind of foul-mouthed introduction to one of our characters, and it is perfect. The perfect delivery of the perfect line to open a movie called The Mob. Insert the clip here.
Fuck off!
And there we have it. I loved that moment, thought it was perfect, and it leads into our three main characters. Gabby, Chico, which is the person who's going to be the main character, and one character whose name I never caught, but he doesn't last around for too long. And we have these guys doing a robbery. Then they go to their boss to make a payment, where the boss kind of hints that there is a job that they've been warned off taking it, but if you can slip under the radar and go to the States, there may be a hit there that he can take for $50,000. Chico, being the man who loves dollar signs and the possibility of moving up the ranks, decides to take this job, commits the deal, which we see off camera. We just get him returning to Montreal, and rather than lying low, rather than taking his ill-gotten gains and putting it away, he lives the larger life. Now all the other criminals sit up and take notice. They know that there's not been any big jobs. They know that he shouldn't have this money, so he's done something, and he has irritated the mob. So they're going to have to take him out. And this is where the movie really changed for me. This is, up to then, it's kind of familiar of what you're seeing, but it takes a fantastic turn about midway through. As Chico is fretting about everything that's going to happen, he's listening to a talk radio show. He's listening to people talk about criminals and how it's all in the way they're brought up, and decides to call in to the radio station. When his friend Gabby is kidnapped, he uses it as an almost blackmail tool, talking to the mob through this radio show. Give me back my friend, or I will tell the world your secrets.
Nous vous rappelons que Chico veut tenter de sauver son ami Gabby en nous révélant à nous, à notre émission, toute la vérité sur la pègre.
And it just creates a wonderful idea, because you get to see an insight into Chico. More than his actions, you get to see his bravado in talking, his insecurity in the way that he talks about his past. His bravado and his weaknesses come to the forefront throughout this. All the while you get to see bad guys trying to hunt him down. Like I said, it's low budget. It doesn't have a great deal of locations, but it uses the ones it has very well, jumping from them sparingly, creating this tense atmosphere through editing, through story, through the voiceover of the radio, which plays in almost every scene later on. It just builds up to a wonderful crescendo. And you even get to use bees at the end in a fascinating way that I loved. I really liked The Mob. I thought it was a fantastic low budget effort that, although it's low budget, it still manages to tell a great tale. It manages to do it justice to that. We've got a great performance, particularly from our lead actor. We have this wonderful story. We've got a nice, rugged, rough visual style to this one. But it's all about the main character of Chico. And I love how he's depicted from the start of the movie to the more existential conversation near the end of it, and the action set piece that rounds it off. And it even has what I consider the perfect finale for this. There were some sad times throughout the movie as well. Certain characters get dispatched, and I genuinely felt bad for that, because I'd become attached to this little group of criminals, some of the bigger ones, some of the smaller ones, but together they just formed a great kind of bond, and I loved it. This was a real treat of a movie, one that would probably go under the radar if you don't sit up and pay attention. I am so glad that I picked up The Mob. It's just a quick 85-minute movie, but it's so impactful and it delivers so much in that time. Highly recommend this one if you have a chance of getting your hands on it. As always, if you've seen it, I want to have a conversation. Drop in the comment box below your thoughts on it. I thought the use of the bees at the end was terrific. I'd love to know what you thought of it. There is more content up here. You want to see more of my stuff, hit that like button if you like reviews of these kind of movies. And if you want to give me that little extra bit of support, you can join me on Patreon or the membership program. The links are in the description, and I would appreciate that a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.